Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to go ahead and do more of an overview on the Shirogorov Denim OverKill. But before we get into it, let's please like the video, subscribe, follow the Instagram, and like the Facebook page. Let's go ahead and get into some quick size comparisons. Straighten this out, don't know why it's crooked. Let's just do some obvious comparisons size wise. XM 18 3.5 inch right there. And with size comparisons, I like to line up with the pivot. That's the most center point of each. It is the center point of each knife, actually. Not. There you go. There's a Sabenza 31 to be specific. And then here is a Frag S&G. And then something, and it's similar, not necessarily price, but similar level, tier, I guess, of knife. A Holt Spectre. There you go. It is not a small knife, as you can tell, and something that's those people that are into the Shirogorov family. A Quantum Gen 2. They're exactly the same, identical. Camera is face down. No, it might be at a slight angle, so hopefully you can tell. But yeah, I don't have, there's not really much to, there's a lot I could say about this. First of all, that action. If you notice, I missed, it's because it's a very tight detent. Now, we're gonna get into that detent a little bit, right now actually, to be specific. Before we go any further, there are only 200 of these made, okay, of this particular one. This is 42 out of 200, if you can see it's in there. I have a light right here, let's see if I can see that right there. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, 42 out of 200. So this is a limited run. They're not doing the overkills anymore, I believe. I believe they finished that off with the one that has the white carbon fiber on the show side. I personally like the titanium on both sides with the inlay, just period in general. I would have loved the white carbon fiber as an inlay, not as a whole side. That's a personal taste though. Some people love it, some people don't. I love the two-tone blade. It's awesome. It's probably one of my favorite Shirogorov knives by a look they've ever had, period. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that detent. It is a heavy detent. You can't just boom be done, because you'll miss it. You have to put deliberate force into it. But when it yeah, see that? When it kicks, it's fantastic. And because it's inlay the way it is, honestly, you don't really have to worry about putting your hand on the lock bar, because you put fingers on the lock bar, because you can put your fingers here, and there, and you're never putting it on the lock bar. It's never really a worry. That's pretty sweet. And I trust a frame lock more than a liner lock overall. I would rather have a frame lock that I have to pay a little bit more attention to fun locking things than a liner lock that is less reliable. Personally, I value reliability over slightly ease of manipulation. If I had to choose one or the other. This is an S90V. But yeah, so the detent. It is very, very heavy. Now, 7 out of the 200, because it's such a hard detent, has lost their detent ball. They don't have a detent anymore at all. Now Shirogorov has gone on record and fixed all those. You send it and they won't have a problem fixing it. So it's not like they won't fix it. It's just it was an issue that they have resolved. This one has not had that issue. Never has had that issue. I hope it never does. But at least I know at the same time I don't have to worry about it because they will fix it. So just keep in mind, these will be hard to find, to be frank with you, if you're looking for this. Hard to find, if not impossible to find. This one is not for sale and probably will never be for sale, but the ergonomics, fantastic. And again, the action is fantastic with that detent. Detent is very heavy, again, but man, when it fires, that sound and just how quickly it responds is awesome. Oh, and that closing action, it's not a guillotine, but it's a very smooth and controlled drop. Yeah, again, it's amazing, and it's not thick. Honestly, like it's really not all that thick. Compare it to like a Holt Spectre. It's really not that thick at all. Compare it to the Quantum Gen 2. Not thick at all. Blade stock thickness. Not thick at all. Have I used this? Like actually gone out and cut things with it? No. Will I? It's probably one of the few that I will not use. Oh, I will carry it, and I do carry it. But I don't think I'll actually use it. It's a great piece in my collection and will probably stay there. The milling, wow, even around the pivot and on the back there, and even underneath the pocket clip here. And the chrome hardware, chrome backspacer. Yeah, I like that a lot, but just the milling and the detail everywhere. One thing I like, the center of the pocket clip is the center of this little jimping. They line up. Now that, again, attention to detail. That's just how that goes. Attention to detail. Everything lining up. Everything being smooth. There's one detail that I personally don't like. What do you not see here? What's one thing you do not see? It looks clean, right? You know? You don't see where it's contacting here. Means that there is a lip here that goes past the blade tang. Meaning this can't continue to move over. So even if you're looking at quantum, you can see it's full contact there, right? Full contact. And then there's nothing blocking it from continuing to go over. This, however, I don't know if I can show you this, but is nested in there. You see that? How this passes over it and it kind of continues all the way around. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. I know this is not what we want to use, and I will never have to worry about that, right? But it doesn't make sense to me. It genuinely doesn't make sense. It's a built-in flaw. Other than that, and like some of the issues with the D10 ball, I have no problems with it at all. But this is not going to be a daily user, so I actually won't have to ever worry about that being an actual issue. But for me, it is kind of silly to even have that period. That should not be a thing at all, ever. I don't get why that's a thing at all. But that's my only critique is never do that again. Never, especially on knives that are going to be users on, and that's probably why the quantum over there is not like this, is because it isn't on there. Even for them, it's one of their flagship models. It's definitely one people will use. It is on a lower tier, lower price tag. It's not in the custom division, all that stuff. So that's going to be a lot lower on the level, so they're not going to do that because they know they need the lock bar to continue to travel over properly, where this one is less likely to ever come into an actual issue with that. I just hope they never do that again. Personally, I think it's silly to put in a built-in flaw. That is definitely something you should know is a built-in flaw, but I'd be shocked if they don't know about it at all. Besides that, it's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful blade. It's a beautiful milling. The attention to detail is insane on this. It really is hard to actually beat a Shirogorov. I don't think you can. When it comes to production, I think they're still right now a top dog out of production knives, period. Now you get into customs, that's a whole different story, whole different ball game. But when it comes to just production blades, yeah, I think this is they're the top dog, and that is what it is. Definitely one of my favorites. This guy right here it's my favorite Shiro that I've ever handled and pretty much ever seen, and that's my personal preference. Everybody has theirs, and that's okay. No, I do not care about the hardware. That's not something I have to worry about. It's really plastic flathead. You can deal with that. You can get their tool. You can get tools that will work with this and that. It's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, no, this is not going to be like an actual review. Just a few design nitpicks. That really is the only design nitpick. and just the fact that this is one of the best production blades that you're gonna find. That's just how that goes. Ergonomics, by the way, are great, if you were curious. Yeah, I don't really have much else to add, to be honest. If you have further questions, I will be happy to answer them about it, this particular or in general. I'm always up to talking about knives. I have no issues about talking about blades, EDC or otherwise. But yeah, this is a beautiful piece. I can't recommend it because there's only 200 of them and it's going to be hard to get. I can't recommend it for everybody, obviously. Price tag, first of all, they're expensive, especially on the secondary market, and they're hard to get. And yeah, they're very select few people will, one, either be able to get it, or two, even want it. And that's up to you. If you are an enthusiast and a collector, go for this piece, period. It should be in your collection. And good luck on finding it and getting it. If you do, great job. Congratulations. But that's really all I have for this one. Not really much else to say. It's a beautiful piece. It'll be staying in my collection for the foreseeable future. And yeah, hopefully I can get another overkill in general, because there's a few different styles out there. This is the one I wanted the most. Here we are. Either way, I will see you guys in the next one. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Like the Facebook page. Follow the Instagram. And I'll see you guys in the next one.